Hi everyone, I'm Casey Martin from Wine Country Woodworks, and this is going to be a video on how to die stabilize or multi-die stabilize maple burl pen blanks. That's at least the wood I'm going to be using in this video, but the process is the same for any type of wood and any type of size of wood as well. I've made a video in the past and I'll have a link in the video description, and it should be at the top right of your screen, on how to multi-die live edge pieces of burl. The process is exactly the same, but I figured since a lot of people may be stabilizing just burl pen blanks themselves or pen blanks, this video is a little more specific to that. There's a little bit of tips and tricks relative to that size. So anyway, enough from me. Let's dive right in. This should be a fun one.
So this is the process I'm going to be using to multi-die stabilize all of these maple burl pen blanks. Now, the great thing about die stabilizing is you can do it all different types of ways. The way I'm going to show you is just a way that I think will be a good way to get 3 colors. That's what we're going to go for. And basically what I've done here, this is raw maple burl. It came packaged like this in saran wrap. And I used to just use my own offcuts in the past, but now it's just much easier to buy a lot at a time. So anyway, what I'm doing here with the saran wrap is I just peeled it back enough so that it's still all together in one piece. You could use a rubber band, whatever, if you're trying to do multiple at a time. And what we're gonna do is, so this is red, for instance, we're going to just drop this in here. That's why I kept it packaged like this, because this is the most I could fit together. And we're just gonna let capillary action do its thing. So we're gonna do that with all of these in different colors. This one is purple, and we're just gonna drop that in there. And we're gonna do that with all these other ones, these last 3. So once this is done for about, I don't know, however long you want. I mean, you could do the minimum of like 10 or 15 minutes. You could let it sit for a day. Obviously, the longer it sits, the more the capillary action is gonna pull this up. So I'll come back in like 10 minutes or so, take these out, let these dry, flip them over. At that point, I'll probably have to put rubber bands or something else, because I'll have to take off the saran wrap, and then let that do its thing. And then we'll cure it in the oven and then do a final soak in different colors. All right, everyone, so it's been about 15 minutes or so, and you can see that the capillary action is already starting to pull this up. I didn't splash this at all. This is just purely capillary action. You can even see, especially on this, it couldn't have possibly splashed past that saran wrap, and on a lot of these, it's starting to pull up. So this is perfect for what I wanted the capillary to pull up. We're going to take these out, let them dry, and then flip them around. I'll probably have to get some rubber bands or something to figure that out, and probably just kind of throw them all around. I might do a couple in here that weren't previously green. This is black. I'm not sure how many I want to have black. I might just do this one little batch just because it's so overpowering. But yeah, we'll flip it around and should be fun. We're gonna, like I said at the beginning, we're gonna flip them around, do another color with capillary, and then do one final soak of a 3rd color. And you know, all 3 colors for each little batch will be different. So now we're just going to let these dry. It's not necessary to let these dry. The reason why we are is just because, one, it's gonna be less messy to handle when we take off the saran wrap and flip them over. But most importantly, is just, it's not gonna contaminate any of the colors that much. But like, for instance, if we put this blue purple one into the red, while it's still wet like this, there's gonna be obviously a little bit of the outside cactus juice dripping off into that. So, I mean, it's just gonna take 5 to 10 minutes to drip dry, and then we'll be able to flip them over. So now we've got them soaking for the capillary action in their 2nd color. Now, of course, all of this is up to your own personal preference, but you definitely do want to do a little bit of strategizing. So for instance, this is the red, obviously at the top. This is green, that it's sitting in a capillary action, and you know, green and red look good together. And so you kind of want to take that into consideration, that there's still going to be a 3rd color that has to be chosen for the final soak that is also going to be incorporated, which I think will probably be like blue or maybe pink. So these, for instance, this is kind of the blue purple color that the green and the pink are sitting in, and the pink will probably get a final soak in the green, and this green and blue will probably get a final soak in the pink. And so anyway, like I said, it's of course personal preference, but you know, definitely do a little bit of strategizing before you just start dropping stuff in. Of course, you can just do that too, and it's probably gonna work out. That's the beauty of it. I think the black is gonna look really good with the red, and then I'm probably gonna do pink after that just because it's a super bright color and I want to hopefully get something into that black to lighten it up. And I did the blue with the red that I'm thinking will probably be the green, we'll see. But yeah, so basically repeat the first step. This will be in here for like 10-15 minutes. Take them out, dry them, and then put them into the smoker to cure. And then once they're completely done curing, we'll do the final soaks. So these are all cured. I cured them overnight. They're still pretty light, which is good. It means that there's still a lot of room left to get a final soak color in there. It looks pretty colorful on the outside, and there definitely is solid color in these, but not as much as you may think. If you were to sand it, it would probably be a lot lighter, like that part, for instance. So anyway, we'll go over to the stabilizing area, and this was a little closer to like 185, 190 or so. It's been cooling down, but let's do this final soak, and all these should be fun. So this part was pretty self-explanatory. I didn't necessarily film it because all I was doing was putting the pen blanks into the chambers that they're going to do their full soak in. As you can see, the red and the black don't have any in it. That's because so many of them had red and blue for capillary action that there really wasn't, in my opinion, like there was a pink and a black that ended up going, I believe, into the green, or it could have went into the blue, but I didn't really want to put it in the red because, you know, the pink and the red kind of would have looked almost the same. So we've got some soaking in the blue, we've got some soaking in the teal green and the pink, and we're gonna turn these on. Get these going. This will be the normal stabilization process, just like any type of wood. We'll pull vacuum till there's no more bubbles, let it soak for at least twice as long, and then do the cure process. And the reason why I didn't film putting it into the colors is basically just because, as I've said, during the capillary action process, it's 100% personal preference. Whatever colors you want to do, you do them. So at this point, it's basically just normal stabilizing, and we'll get that going. So these finished pulling vacuum midday yesterday. It is now the morning of the next day. You can see the green soaked up so much of the cactus juice. It's actually exposed a little, which isn't ideal. If I caught it sooner, like right after, I would have filled it up, but it's obviously a little too late now. But I still think this top part should be pretty well stabilized. If not, luckily these are 6-inch pen blanks and it's not really gonna matter because they're extra long. The blue purple I should say, didn't really have that problem. And obviously you can see the pink didn't as well. So we're going to cure these now and they should be almost ready to go. So I didn't take the time to show me cutting and sanding all of these, and I didn't cut and sand every single side. For instance, like this is what it looked like before I cut it, and then I just hit it with a little bit of sand. After I apply a finish on every single color, I did do at least one that was sanded all the way around, and so we'll check those out. Those should be pretty cool, but just wanted to show you all how interesting these look before they're cut. You know, you can't really tell at all until you apply the finish. So we're going to apply a spray finish, and I'll probably move this out of the sunlight. It seems a little harsh on the camera, so apply the finish and show you all how they look. Okay, so let's apply the finish. Really see the color popping out. This is my favorite part. Let's do this one. Final one.
Wow, these are just beautiful. It's so hard to see the depth of all the burl before the finish is applied, and I wasn't sure exactly how well it would look with the color, but all of these will be up on my Etsy if anybody wants to buy them. However, I really hope it was informational. I have a few closing words, and that should be it. All right, everyone. Well, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was informational. I tried to cover as much of the process as I could, but of course, if I left anything out, please comment down below. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. And that way, if anybody else has a similar one, they'll hopefully see the answer as well. So like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you're new and want to be notified of future videos. Let me know what you all think. This is my first kind of full normal video back in a new shop. My dad and I started excavating for the new shop, so that's really exciting. We're gonna plan on doing like a shop episode or progress video throughout the whole build process, because we're also gonna do the framing and basically all of it ourselves. So should be really fun. I'm looking forward to that. And anyway, enough from me. Thank you all so much for watching. As I said, let me know what you thought and like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.